Hello friends, welcome back to the shop. Today is Sunday, October 7th, and it is an absolutely glorious day today. Very nice weather. Yesterday was a little cool and overcast. Today we're gonna actually get up to 81, which is a bit of a surprise for this time of year. Just had a great day yesterday and having a good day today, so life is good. And I hope you all are having a good time as well. Today I am smoking this Hercules pipe. These Hercules, as I understand it, wear a 7LE second line, and they're really quite nice pipes. This is the only one I have, but I'd like to get some more. And as you can see, it's got a nice big bowl. Perfect for a nice long enjoyable smoke. And today I'm smoking something a little bit unusual, and that is a mixture that I've concocted myself, and you can see there's not a lot left. This jar was quite full at one point. And I made this a few years ago when I was on my quest to find a replacement for number 10 Downing Street. A quest that I've since given up because I'm convinced now that the Latakia is just different, and that's why I can't replicate that flavor, or perhaps I just don't remember it properly. That's always possible. But I've had this down here in the shop, and I smoke it from time to time, and I was reminded of it the other day by Padre Piper. And if you don't know Padre Piper, please go check him out. He's got a fantastic channel, very entertaining guy, warm and engaging. I just really enjoy watching his videos. It's like sitting down with an old friend. So Padre Piper was talking about a new find for him, which was Lane BS00. Well, it's warm today, but the furnace still has to come on to heat the water, so sorry about that. As I was saying, Padre Piper made a video where he was talking about a newfound blend for him, which is Lane BS005. And I actually tried this blend going back a few years, and I believe it was at the suggestion of the Artful Codger that I tried it. He had heard, I don't know if he's ever smoked it, but he had heard someone say that it was a substitute, or might even have been number 10 Downing Street. So I ordered some of it. I don't remember how much, but it must have been about 4 ounces based on the size of this jar. And it wasn't number 10 Downing Street. It was a very nice, mild Latakia blend, very cool smoking, and you know, Padre Piper's talked about that a lot. I'll link to that video down below, so you can both check out Padre Piper and see his thoughts on Lane BS005. So it was a perfectly innocuous Latakia blend for me. I didn't enjoy it because I don't tend to enjoy Latakia alone, but or you know, in a Latakia dominant blend. But it was remarkably smooth. And I did note that at the time. It just lacked some of the underlying body that I was hoping to find. So I started experimenting with it, adding different things, and one of the, I'm looking at the, I have a label here that you will not be able to read, but one of the unique things about number 10 Downing Street was that it had burley in it, and it was a white burley that really added a nice body and a very flavorful smoke. So I started playing with Cornell and Deal's blend, was it Cornell? Yeah, I think it was Cornell and Deal's blending burley, white blending burley, and mixing that in. And also the other thing that is notable about number 10 Downing Street is that it has some Black Cavendish in there. So I started adding in Black Cavendish, and I wound up adding a lot of Black Cavendish because I don't taste Black Cavendish. It just does a really nice job of kind of melding flavors together and smoothing things out. So the addition of the burley put a rough edge on this that I didn't like, and then I started adding the anyway, what I wound up with was a 50-50 mix of Lane, a 50-50-30 mix of Lane BS005, Cornell and Deal white burley, and Cornell and Deal Black Cavendish. So it's 50%, 1 part. Okay, did a little off-screen math, and what this winds up being is 40% Lane BS005, 40% Black Cavendish, and the remaining 20% is white burley. And I like it. It's very nice. It's smooth. It's reminiscent of number 10 Downing Street. It's not the same because it doesn't have that same Latakia, and I really believe that's what's missing. But that's okay. And I do have back here a big old jar of number 10 Downing Street that was kindly given to me at the New York Pipe Show last March. And I can compare them side by side, and there's something special about that blend that just is not captured in the in any blend that I've tried that's attempting to mimic it. So anyway, if you like mild Latakia blends that are very smooth and cool smoking, I highly recommend, as Padre Piper did, this Lane BS005. Not something that I'm going to smoke regularly, but something that formed a base of a blend that I've enjoyed. And if you want to try mixing this up, go right ahead. I'm probably not going to mix any more up once this jar is empty, just because it's not a go-to kind of thing for me. So got a lot of really good comments last video regarding the my change in how I'm approaching tobacco cellaring. And it was quite reassuring to see that a lot of people were thinking in a similar direction. And it makes sense. Why waste money buying a bunch of random things that you may or may not like when what you're really trying to do is prepare to have the things you like in the future? And more importantly, why save up things that you may or may not like? So we talked through that plenty. Lots of great comments, lots of people in agreement with that approach. And the good thing for you is that as I'm working my way through this large collection of sort of one-offs in my cellar, I'll be able to talk to you about them and give you some insight onto these blends, whether they're things you can still buy or things that are no longer made. At least you'll get to hear a bit about them. You also hopefully noticed that I started a new restoration series. I know there's been a lot of demand for that, and based on the comments on the first episode in that series, people are happy to see another restoration work coming out. I'm excited about it. It's a really cool project. Challenging, something I've never done before, dealing with a very large burnout, or attempting to deal with a very large burnout. I've attempted to do that before, but I've never successfully done it. It's a tough problem. Thatcher's excited about something. Hopefully my wife will calm her down. Otherwise I'll have to take a break. It's Sunday, so it can't be the mailman. I'm making this a bit later than I normally do. I've been saying that a lot lately. The reason is there's just been a lot of stuff to do in the mornings, and I haven't had the luxury of getting down here as early as I like to. But that's okay. All is good. Shop-wise, I'm actually in a bit of a lull, which is a good thing for me because I've been very, very busy, and right now I've got a ton of things that I'm just trying to do in the shop, like, for example, this restoration video. Just deal with some of my own pipes. It's nice if you once in a while clean your own pipes. And just play around with some things that I've been wanting to do for a long time, but just haven't had the shop time, because when I have a customer's pipe, that's what I have to do. That's my top priority. And I'm happy that as I'm approaching the end of the second year of having cane rod pipes as a business, and I'm actually very happy with the level of interest and the frequency of work that I've gotten from that. It's been good. There's a few customers that have been repeat customers, and I appreciate that a lot. but it's given me the opportunity to work on a lot of pipes that I just never would have seen if I hadn't done that. And that's, to me, that's worth the effort. I mean, getting paid to do it is nice, although that money for the most part goes back in to buying tools and supplies and yeah, some tobacco. But I showed, well, I have once again brought peace to the dog world. There's 157 dog toys up there. And the two girls always want the same toy. They're sisters, and we were warned soon after we got them that the worst combination of dogs you can have are sisters, because female dogs tend to hold grudges, and apparently it's amplified with female siblings. And this is true. I mean, they actually do, you know, they've never gotten into a fight like they're going to hurt one another or anything like that, but boy, they do get into barking matches sometimes, and just, you know, you gotta separate them into their separate corners, and then they sort of calm down. But for a few days they'll keep an eye on one another. It's interesting to watch. One of the reasons I love having dogs is that I find their behavior to be really fascinating. They're a lot smarter than we give them credit for, and they have a very highly evolved social behavior that both that they express with other dogs, but also that they express with humans, and it's very interesting. And my background, I'm sure many of you know, my background is in neuroscience, but I spent a lot of time studying psychology and behavioral neuroscience. So for me, it's just fun to watch that. Anyway, unfortunately I'm not quite sure what I was talking about before the dog problem, so God forgive me. Oh, I was going on about how great it is to be going into the second year of the business, and it is great. That's all I really wanted to say. I didn't have anything much more to say about that. So, in other news, restoration videos are coming along. I have several other pipes that I'm going to be doing restoration videos on. These are not going to be coming out immediately after, you know, I'm not going to be doing them consecutively. It's going to take a little bit of time in between, just because I don't want to spend the next 2 or 3 months doing restoration videos and then have nothing to do after that, so I figure I'll space them out a bit. Plus I don't know what's going to come up shop-wise in the interim, so I don't want to promise anything. But there are future restoration videos after this Bing's Favorite, and the Bing's Favorite is actually creating a bit of a conundrum for me, and we'll talk about that at the end of the series. I want you to see everything before I explain what the problem is. It's not a big problem, it's just something that I'm struggling with and I'm not sure how to proceed with, so I'll look forward to getting your comments on that when the time comes. Beyond that, I'm working on a, Halloween is coming, and I'm working on a Halloween treat for all of you. Hope you'll enjoy that. And otherwise, just keeping busy and doing my job. Well, that's about everything that I wanted to address this morning. I hope you're all having a great weekend and are looking forward to a great week ahead. I hope you're all well and taking care of yourself and taking care of one another. And until we speak again, I will look forward to talking to you all again very soon. Goodbye now.